Station. Listen online at KFMA.com. You want it? You got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Friday, January 9th. We're on Instagram Live right now as well. Shout out to you guys watching the stream. And good morning, Weirdo.
Good morning to you, multitasking king this morning.
Yeah, I was multitasking so well that I forgot to turn my mic on. The reason why I'm starting off with all the media this morning is because we got a big show lined up for you today. Tons of listener debate, a big guest in celebration of an anniversary and a big show that's happening at the Rialto and all that more. So first and foremost, we've been giving away Bush tickets for their greatest hits tour that's going to be happening in September. And we're giving those tickets away before they go on sale. Now, I was looking through my tickets this morning and I realized that I don't have one pair of tickets. I have two pairs of tickets to give away because we have Monday off, right?
Yes,
you
did.
Yes. So what you're listening for this morning is Bush. So I'm going to play a Bush song in the 6 o'clock hour, and then caller number 10 is going to win those tickets. And then I'm going to play a Bush song again. When am I going to play it the second time? I don't know. You're going to have to keep listening and then be caller number 10 when you hear Bush to get those tickets before they go on sale at 10 a.m. All right. So that's first and foremost. And then we still have tickets to give away for Zach Wilde. We have tickets to give away for Smells Like Nirvana. And since Slobby Robby from Generation Cool is going to be in studio at 8 o'clock this morning, all in anticipation and ahead of the 10-year anniversary of Generation Cool on 4th Avenue, we're going to give away a pair of tickets for Mac Sabbath, who's going to be performing at their anniversary party at the Rialto Theatre on Saturday night. So lots of listener bait. So be ready for that, for your opportunities to win. You're going to be winning all morning long. And we hit the ground running. Yesterday, we made a post after a conversation talking about how Universal Pictures had greenlit Anthony Kiedis biopic, right? Now, with that, they're going to shoot the movie, and it's based off the book Scar Tissue that Anthony Kiedis and a ghostwriter wrote. Now we're like, who should play him? And we opened up the phone lines and we got tons of great suggestions. And one name kept being a reoccurring name, and that was Justin Long. So we posted a side-by-side picture and stated that information and said, this is one of our favorites, but who do you think? And then all of a sudden, that post's going viral on Facebook.
Yeah, it is.
In fact, actually, you'll see the stats right here. It's funny to me how Facebook works, and it's so odd as well. So over 682,000 people have seen this post so far.
Nice.
Yes, and growing, right? With engagement over 15,000 people. There's over 500 comments, over like almost 200 shares. And what's funny to me about this is whenever you see something like this, and this goes without fail, that somebody in the comments of all the 500 comments will write, who cares?
Oh, they didn't request a KFMA day?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah, don't even bring that up. But no, so I get a comment out of all these comments as you see this is like spreading like wildfire, and all these people are commenting on it and reacting to it one way or another. A lot of people are throwing out Epstein Island stuff too.
Gee, many Christmas.
I know, man, but that's the internet. But then there's, of course, that's one stick in the mud that's like, who cares? And I'm like, you not notice like all the people caring in this situation?
Right.
Like, I get that you want to troll, but you can't troll on something that obviously people are like, commenting and reacting to. Like if you want a post that you could type who cares to, scroll down the page. I post tons of stuff that literally gets zero reaction whatsoever. Like, but you never get a who cares on that. And that's the most appropriate time to write who cares, because literally nobody cares. But you get a post that's over 500,000 people are like caring, and then you write who cares? Like, get off my page, nerd. Like, it doesn't make sense. I wish like a troll like that would just go through our like reels. And I mean, I post 3 reels a day. I'm video editing nonstop. I'm sharing links. I'm goddamn like obsessed and like just pushed to live on the internet.
Mhm.
And it's not a good place to live.
No, it's not.
And the only payoff, only sweet release I get is when people actually care, but they don't, And so there's so many posts that you can go on and say, who cares to? And I wish you would, because it would boost the algorithm and more people would see it. Last night, shout out Bert Kreischer and everyone that went out to Bert Kreischer, especially if you're listening this early in the morning. That means you're a trooper. It was a late show. They packed out the TCC. Bert came out to the stage wearing a customized Tucson Roadrunners jersey.
Oh, cool.
With the machine on the back, and then immediately took it off to show his bare belly, as that's what the crowd wants.
Mhm.
And it looked like a fantastic show. So I'm jealous for you guys that went out to go see it. But I know that Bert delivered as he always does. All right. With all that said, let's get the show moving, right? We got a lot to get to. So get ready for your first opportunity to win tickets this hour. You're listening for Bush. Caller number 10, when you hear Bush played, you're going to win my first pair of tickets for Bush, but I might give other tickets before that. And, of course, we got your Morning More on right after Beartooth. But we'll kick things off Paramount. All right, we're back here live. We're about to get on the air. Please welcome back our good friend and guest of the show, Mr. Slobby Robby. Let me get you on. There you are. Hey, check out Slobby's hat right here. On brand, looking good, looking fly as always. Always wearing the best clothes. And I guess that's just like a benefit. One of the benefits of having your own clothing store.
Right.
Is you get to cherry pick.
Yeah, I actually don't do laundry. I just wear brand new clothes every day and then put them back on the shelf.
Yeah.
And then the customers comment how good they smell.
Yeah. It's like, oh, it's vintage now. You just got to wear it once. And
Yeah, speaking of beef.
why don't you set her for me for the camera is right in front of you, and let's get on the air. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Please welcome back a good friend of the show, Mr. Slobby Robby from Generation Cool on 4th Avenue. Good morning, Slobby.
Good morning, y'all.
Now, so Slobby's back. He was here last Friday as well because we are amping up and in anticipation of the big party, all-day festivities that Generation Cool is throwing at the Rialto Theatre tomorrow. So it's the 10th anniversary of Generation Cool. And how does the time fly?
It's a celebration, my man. It feels like 10 weeks. I like to tell people, you know, it doesn't feel like a marathon. It's been a blast. Time has truly flown while having fun. I'm not sure if that doesn't really rhyme or grammatically correct, but I like it.
Yeah.
And we're having a blast still, to this day. We're going to have a flea market during the day called McMarket.
Right.
That's, all vintage, some local makers, local vintage people, some local streetwear, a little bit of everything. Food truck from Cowpig.
Yep.
Special drinks at our bar, Generation Cool themed drinks. And some surprises too, and some giveaways.
Yeah, we're gonna go through a lot of the details all through the next 2 hours here in the podcast broadcast. Plus, give you guys an opportunity to win tickets for Mac Sabbath. Have you been going through throwback pictures? Did you take a bunch of pictures when you first did the opening? Because that's a big deal.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that, and I have been, and as recently as last night, and we're going to do a slideshow. We have an after party. We have the Mac Sabbath concert at Rialto. We have an after party across the street at Club Congress. During the after party, during our DJ sets, we'll have a slideshow, 10 years worth of slides.
Nice.
And I have pictures from when we went to visit the freaking place with measuring tape, and I'm pushing on the roof, realizing it's about to fall down, and telling my business partner, no, look at this, and we have pictures from that day all the way up to, believe it or not, I took some pictures of myself yesterday. So I think we're gonna have a robust slideshow.
It's gonna be awesome. Well, I'm excited to know about the after party too. So I'm just preparing to rage on Saturday. Before we get into more of the information there, to give you a rundown of how you could be a part of the festivities, it's 8:16. Let's do a confession session now. Robby, so Weirdo gets emails from our listeners all the time when they want to let something off their chest. And it's basically share a secret. Now they do this anonymously, and this is an opportunity to get some advice in return, potentially. Sometimes it just helps for when others laugh at your pain. So what's the first confession you have for us, Weirdo?
All right, my brother and I received DNA kits last year as gifts. We were really excited to track our genealogy and family history.
Mm-hmm.
As we're reading the results, it exposed that our parents are very closely related. How close? First cousins, or they are aunt and nephew, or uncle and niece.
Ooh.
We have been sitting on this for months, haven't told anyone. Should we confront our parents?
Oh yeah, but what are you gonna do? You're gonna yell at them for being inbred? The damage is done.
Yeah.
All right, Slobby, what's the best case scenario? What were the three options again?
First cousins
Okay.
or aunt and nephew, uncle and niece.
Okay, yeah. Which what's
This feels a little gritty. All around. There's a little chunks in my coffee here. But first of all, I watched something last night that was saying that at one point Homo sapiens, during the Neanderthal sort of era, caveman era, we're down to a group of about 40 or 50 at one point. Guys.
Yeah.
So our genealogy compared to a lot of species can be very closely related. Okay.
Yes.
So all nerdy things out the window. Gross. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Number one. Number two, awkward.
Yeah, that's
Okay. So there's only one way to handle gross and awkward, and that's by confronting it head on, make a joke about it at dinner,
right.
see how your dad reacts, and then change the subject. But at least we all got it off our chest.
Just start making like subtle cousin lover jokes for months.
You know who's hot?
Yeah. You know what?
My aunt's daughter.
I just imagine to say you're sitting around the dinner table and then you kind of get like fake hair kind of put in your hair, and all of a sudden just grab a big chunk of hair out and be like, oh, weird. This just came out. What? Am I inbred or something?
Oh, is that a thing? Is hair?
Well,
the
say that you're falling
mutation,
apart.
Oh,
yeah.
I must be okay.
I was thinking fake teeth too.
I must be inbred.
No, when it's gradual.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I know albino, tones can be part of it. So, I'm just getting sunburned so easy. My eyes feel like a possum.
Yeah, they glow in the dark.
My eyes have been glowing.
I would hope that they're at the very least cousins. Yesterday we talked about there was a congressman that is trying to push along Kentucky to make sleeping with your first cousin legal. Now, of course, this is a big waste of time and super gross, but it does have the majority support in Kentucky because they're just like, finally, my marriage will not be criminal.
Like, why, dog? Is there just not enough fish in the sea? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I meet great people every day. I don't, I'm not like,
right?
I'm not at home thinking, oh, I really got to narrow this search down.
Right. Right. Oh, that family reunion's coming up, man.
I know.
Let's bag it.
Oh, well, that's a fact, though. That's that's
So
our politicians at work.
I say, don't confront them, make a joke out of it, and everyone can have their laughs. And honestly, they created you. They 3D printed you, dog.
Yeah.
Time to move on.
That's true. Yeah. All right. What's your next confession, weirdo?
All right. My wife was getting dressed while my 5-year-old daughter was in the room with her, and our daughter saw the large, girthy purple toy on the nightstand and asked what it was.
Oh.
We had to say it was a Christmas present for the dog.
Oh, which it was.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Next day, the 5-year-old's playing fetch in the backyard with Fido.
Yeah, you would have to. You would have to let the dog play with it now. That's the funny part.
Oh, but if it's a good one, that was like $100. That sucks.
It's a good one.
Oh.
And then you have your kid throwing him the regular bone. They're like, I want the shaky one.
Yeah.
He likes the shaky one more.
Sounds like a bee.
Now, we're all parents here. Have we ever been in a situation where your kids at a younger age came across some adult accessories that you had to like kind of make up an alibi for?
Yes.
Okay, so what was the scenario?
It was a bottle of lube.
Okay, yeah. And then what'd they say?
They're just like, oh, what is this? Because at that point they could identify pictures, and it had like strawberries on it, and they're like, oh, is this like a bath oil thing? And I was like, I panicked and I just grabbed it and walked out of the room. I was like 22.
That's funny that you say that, because I remember as a kid finding a bottle of lube with my parents. I remember because it was lube that if you blew on, it got hot. Right. So I was just like, I read it and I was like, so I put it on my hand, blown on it to see if it worked. And
Pop rocks.
Yeah.
You pop rocks. You learned something that day.
I'll tell you what, it didn't taste that good.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's usually more of I get this one. Like, I remember my daughter was 4 and she's like, Dad. I said, yeah. And she goes, have you ever been drunk?
Yeah.
And I'm like looking at her in the rear view and I'm like, well, remember how we went to a baseball game earlier tonight? Just kidding. But also, things that are legal now, cannabis and stuff like that didn't used to be, but
Right.
I treat that like alcohol. But that's my kid's favorite joke is how I always have to go water the plants before we play video games. It's usually me evading paraphernalia wise. So I'm like, oh, that's the broccoli cooker.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, you love cooking broccoli, and I'm like, it's just good for you.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's just good for you.
We had a camping trip that one of the dogs got sprayed by a skunk, smelled awful the whole bit, and then a couple weeks later, the 10-year-old comes out and is like, "Is there a skunk in the yard?" And we're just like, "Yep, must be one in the alleyway. Don't know what to tell you."
They're everywhere. They're everywhere. They pop up around 4:20 every afternoon.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we are going to keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast where we'll share the rest of the confessions. Coming up this hour, we're going to play McTrivia with Slobby Robby. He's been going to the streets and asking people in a McDonald's drive-thru, McDonald's trivia. We're going to play that game live on the air for your opportunity to win tickets for Mac Sabbath. Plus, we got your Florida Man and so much more. Keep it right here on Rock 102.1 or join us, youtube.com/beefvegan. Clear. All right. Let's keep the confession session going here.
Okay, I've got a good one.
Good. You got some saucy ones. And good morning, everybody on the stream. Keep those comments coming. All right. What do you got?
All right. I'm not quite sure if this is actually a confession or an F my life, but here we go.
Okay.
I've been dating a man for a while, and he's pretty amazing. As a divorced single mom of 2 children, he's given me hope that I can be happy again until this past weekend. He informed me that I am someone he can see spending the rest of his life with, but doesn't want kids. So he gave me the ultimatum of giving my kids up for adoption or he's going to break it off.
Come on.
Was so shocked at this that it came out of the blue. I still haven't responded to him. Clearly, this is heartbreaking as I'm head over heels for him, but no way am I giving him my babies. What is the best way I can tell this dude to go F himself? The more creative, the better.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad that she says that she's going to tell him to go F himself. And that's how it is. I
can't believe that.
Well, I think that obviously he wants to break up. Right. I mean,
it's got to be something, right? Because they've been together for a while. She's probably clearly informed him, like, hey, I have kids, but maybe not at the dating stage to where he's met the kids, right?
I think, I mean, you can't really hide that. So you just know when you start dating somebody if they have kids or not. Mm-hmm. It's one of the first things that you probably recognize.
Right. Oh. And I mean, like when I was dating, like, I would go on the dating sites and be like, mom of 4, like I did not hide that because that is somebody's right. They can absolutely not want to date somebody who has kids. But to know that and then pull the bait and switch, it feels effed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's, again, to me, if I'm giving this gentleman advice on how to get out of a relationship, I might suggest this scenario. So that's all I'm saying. I think that's all you need to say. I'm not even going to start talking about if that was actually real, even though it actually happened to me, because, I feel like that's just, you're out.
Yeah. And it is. I mean, that's the deal breaker. And, honestly, I would even say this is the only time I would even say you could do this because it's probably one of the most F things you can do as a woman. Just tell the guy that you're pregnant and they'll split quickly, right? Woo! Right. And that's kind of like the revenge, but you shouldn't do that.
I think that one, all is fair in love and war. One good turn deserves another. But if this situation came about to me, I would just laugh very loudly in their face.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, but stranger things have happened. Mm-hmm. They want to travel the world.
I think
in 80 days.
I think Beef's got it where it's just like, hey, I'm sorry I haven't responded recently because this is a really crazy situation, but like, you're going to be a dad.
Yeah. And
what do you want to do about it?
I've been holding on to this information for a while. Just had a sonogram and it's triplets. Yeah. Like fuck with them. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yes. All right. Give me another confession.
All right. Slept with a girl from work.
Okay.
She commented. And good thing we're on the podcast. She commented that my balls were huge. Biggest balls I've ever seen. Like watermelons.
Okay.
So I went
Relatable.
So I went to my primary care physician thinking this was something like there was something wrong. Poor guy had to fondle my wrinkly ball sack. Nothing wrong with them, just large.
Just ACDC syndrome. That's what we call it in the business.
The biggest balls of them all. That's too funny.
Sir, your balls are very large.
Yes.
But it's normal. It's just ACDC syndrome.
Yes. And I would hope that he gave the information while still gently cupping.
Right.
Like locking eyes and saying, these are actually normal balls.
Dude,
you're good and healthy, sir.
In 5th grade, I had a crush on this girl, Jennifer Burns, and her mom was my nurse practitioner at my doctor, and when I went to summer camp, she had to give my physical. So my
Turn your head and
crush's mom, checked me out for ACDC syndrome.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's funny.
Yeah, and I had to like see her the next day, and somehow in my like 5th grade head, I'm like, she talked to her about it. She told her it's small.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't make eye contact with her. Like all of a sudden I have a crush on the
your
mom.
head.
Yes, I want to lay on the mom's lap and fall asleep. I have like a whole problem going.
Now you got a turn and cough fetish. It's fine.
Well,
Anyways,
yeah, and she did that then, right? Because this was I don't know if they still do this nowadays, but growing up in the 80s and like doing Pop Warner and stuff,
Mhm.
you had to always like have a grown adult, poke up in your like scrotum and have you turn your head and cough. Is that something that's still a thing?
I don't know, but
For
it doesn't
sports
seem like
physicals,
it
yeah.
ever needed to be a thing. Like what are we really gauging there, dog?
Yeah,
Right.
Oh yeah. We can feel your blood pump from under your testicles. You must be a healthy boy who can slam his head into other boys.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like how many 10-year-olds have hernias? So what is
right.
the end goal? It does
I'm
seem
Googling
like
this.
yes, please, because it does seem like that was one of those weird things that became a standard that was unnecessary.
Well, look, seeing other people naked, especially coworkers, can be awkward. Okay. And I've having encountered some unusually large areolas in my time.
Yes, which I'm a fan of.
I are you?
Helicopter pads, yeah, for sure.
Oh, that what you? Oh, well, okay. We'll get back to that.
Uh-huh.
But having encountered some helicopter pads in my time,
Mhm.
I can tell you that it's a mistake to bring it up to the person. Right?
Ah,
I think you should keep your curiosities about their naked details to yourself. That's usually the most polite thing to do. But
what are you doing? Like, are you saying oh, your boobs must have grew very fast, very quickly, to stretch them
Yeah,
babies
like-
out?
yeah, what are all these lines from? It's like a map. Don't say that.
Yeah, you can't say that. You
Don't-
can't bring up the
Don't-
lines.
Don't bring up the map.
Okay, I got it.
All right, good.
So if your doctor uses their hand to feel your scrotum, the sac of skin that holds your testicles together, as you
Right.
cough, they are looking for signs of something called something hernia.
Yeah, it's a hernia.
Something hernia.
Yeah, you don't have to try to pronounce it, but yeah,
no,
hernia.
when you tense your belly muscles, that can sometimes send a piece of your bowel or intestine through the abdominal wall and into your scrotum.
Yeah.
It's usually not serious, but may need treatment. So I guess they're checking for that because maybe it was like a common thing with boys that didn't realize it was happening.
Well, this was a Pop Warner thing for me, and Robbie was just in camp, which makes me ask a whole bunch of other questions because it doesn't seem like you need to know if you have a hernia or not in camp. That seems very molesting.
Let's be honest. If we're on the podcast right now, the whole thing seems M-wordy.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna speculate, but I'm gonna go ahead and say that that's not necessary.
Yeah. I'm going on the limb as well.
I'm good on that. I will say that I did ask my 13-year-old if it's ever happened to him, and he said that only recently this year was he asked to cough. So it's still a practice.
It is still a thing.
Even for just regular old kids. My son is not participating in any kind of sports.
Okay.
Unless you count Fortnite.
Yeah.
And Apex.
Which we don't.
Yeah.
You should actually count Fortnite. Fortnite's still the biggest video game that's
Oh,
running
you
right
just
now.
rubbed him the wrong way, right?
Well, no. I came across this information. I've been holding on
I'm
this.
a big Fortnite guy.
Are
I'm
you
not
playing
kidding.
Fortnite?
Oh, big fan.
Really?
Huge fan.
So, I mean, I haven't had an opportunity to really dive deep. I played it a little bit online, but and you could play it online for free. But in case you had any doubt, Fortnite is still huge business. They say, in fact, it's larger than ever thanks to recent updates and recently released OG season. Data shows just how huge the game continues to be. In fact, they show that over the last year, that more people were playing Fortnite on Xbox and PlayStation by the hour than we're playing Grand Theft Auto 5, Roblox, EA Sports FC 24, and Call of Duty combined.
Wow.
I'll tell you what.
Combined.
I'm going to give them credit here.
Mhm.
So they added a Lego component for little kids.
Mhm.
They added a bunch of extra games. So instead of your instead of your Fortnite and then options, there's they took a page out of Roblox books, out of Roblox book here, and they have about 12 different versions you can play when you get on now.
Yeah,
They
it's like
brought back
all games in one.
a lot of OG stuff. They brought back. They brought car stuff. I mean, they brought multiple styles of games into the Fortnite universe.
Yeah,
and I'm to this day, I still remember being like 11 years old and being like, what if there was a free roaming game where you just ran around, you could be any character you wanted, everyone looked different, you know, you're all fighting each other and hiding. Sure enough, I could be Daredevil, my son's Donatello, and we're running up on a couple of Hello Kitties, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they might blast us, you know, and I have a blast. It's the best way to spend time with my kids.
Yeah,
honestly,
it's great.
Fortnite.
I tried to get my daughter into video games, to play video games with me and stuff. Unfortunately, it just never stuck.
We were having a discussion this morning of like kind of creative punishments for kids. And so my boyfriend's a gamer. So is the 10-year-old. He's like, man, I just want to threaten him sometimes when he's like kind of being an ass of just being like, I'm going to delete all your save files. I'm gonna re-release your your starter Pokemon, because they're playing that Pokemon game.
Yeah.
And just be like, because you can never get them back. So he's trying to come up with these like creative little ways to like threaten.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, my son is an angel. I'll just say that he is an absolute angel. But the most hurt I've ever seen him was when he lost his original Fortnite character and couldn't get back into his Fortnite.
Yes.
And he had put a lot of time. He had a lot of skins, and outfits, and he was devastated. I had to console him for an hour and like pat him on the back and talk him through the whole thing,
because he's like, I'm never gonna get it back. This is
years and years worth of work,
Oh,
and
God.
my money invested in fake outfits.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It blew your money, but in a weird way, it's almost like kind of preparing him for the loss of life, and like you're consoling him and getting ready for any other future thing that you might lose, like a pet or an animal that dies and never comes back. It was essentially the same thing to your kid.
Yeah.
He was devastated. But we're back on it. I love being on the same team as them. Against some other nerds. I'm like defending my kids with a M16 and a bazooka.
Yeah.
Just like in real life.
Yeah.
Well, we started the conversation because he had seen a video of like, some dad chucking the Xbox into the pool and the kid melting down the whole bit. And I was just like, well, I mean, that sucks because you like lose the money. And he just got dead serious. He's like, no, it's all the hours that you lose that you put into it and the saves and everything else. He's like, I'm 30 or 40 hours into God of War. I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Look, I just did that. I was trying to play the perfect game on Red Dead Redemption, right? So and taking my sweet ass time of doing everything very slowly. And I built it up and I'm like 60% done with the game, but not even halfway through the story. Like literally doing everything.
Doing it the right way.
Yes. And I fucking accidentally just deleted it. And just now I had to step away from Red Dead. I don't know.
You were trying to delete something else moving quick.
Yeah, dude, I fucked up. And it obviously still, even
no
as an
cloud?
adult, no, it's done. Once you
It's on the system.
To answer your question, there's no cloud.
Yeah.
This is why people lose it. This is why people freak out.
Yeah, it was a lot of time. I don't even know, probably like 100 hours building that up and done. Yeah, let's get on the air. Rock 102.1 KFMA. That was Black Sabbath Paranoid. And the reason why I played Black Sabbath, obviously, is because it's a huge weekend for Sabbath fans. Mac Sabbath is going to be taking the stage at the Rialto Theatre to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of Generation Cool. Now, with Mac Sabbath, they do Black Sabbath songs and then they kind of like reword them to make them McDonald's brand, right? Do you know what the Paranoid song is called? I have to look that up.
No, but you know what we want to talk about? Not Iron Man, but Frying Pan.
Yes.
Yeah, that's one.
Slaps.
Not Sweet Leaf, but Sweet Beef.
Yes.
So and I think that's
my
your
song.
anthem. Yeah.
I know. In fact, I'll pull that up and play that. I'm sure it's on YouTube.
I think Paranoid is Pair of Buns.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is pair of buns.
Yes.
I just looked.
So I should know.
Yeah.
I have everything. Again, Mac Sabbath is my favorite all-time band.
Yeah.
They came in the store the first month we were open. They bought McDonald's props that are still part of their stage show today. We became friends very organically.
Yeah.
And this will be my 10th Mac Sabbath show.
Nice.
I'm actually hosting them.
Yeah.
Bringing them out. And it's a dream. And it's our 10th year of the store. 10th Mac Sabbath show, my favorite band, a band that's been coming to our store for 10 years while they were on tour every time they came in town. And I am actually huge Black Sabbath fan. That's my favorite band by far.
Yeah.
And I don't eat McDonald's anymore, I do collect and I do like to celebrate the lore.
Yeah.
And that's kind of perfect because we're not supporting a corporation here. We're actually doing something very punk rock and just popping up and doing vintage right in the middle of downtown Tucson, bringing a band from LA that's a bunch of old punk dudes that formed sort of a performance art band and having a blast.
And they sound, I mean, honestly, for you Sabbath fans out there, like they sound like Sabbath.
Oh, that's what makes it work.
Yes.
That's what makes it work. These dudes shred.
Yeah.
These guys are serious. I'm not going to go into it, but I can name all the bands that they actually play in LA and bands they tour with, and they're all legit 100% amazing musicians. And that's the thing. They don't think it's not a joke to them.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen them play with other bands that were a little more gimmicky that opened for them.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, that Transformer band was cool, you know, and they're like, nah.
Yeah.
You know, and they're like burning cigarettes on their own arm. And you know what I mean? And these guys don't even eat McDonald's, you know, they're like making a political statement and they shred.
Yeah, that's awesome too. Well, you know, I do like how, you know, because I've seen what you're wearing. You got the Generation Cool with the McDonald's colors. And then, of course, you do have a bunch of like vintage McDonald's stuff that you've sold over the years.
Oh, yes.
And in a way, it is chic because it is Americana. It's American art and the color scheme everybody knows and still has fond memories, whether they agree with the corporation or the food or eat the food anymore or not, right? You know, it's just that red and yellow. And it's almost like Hulk Hogan. It is America. Right.
Yeah.
And so
it's nostalgia. It's an amazing chemical to have in your brain. And we all have it, you know, whatever that is for you. It's a good feeling. It could be thinking about your grandmother reading you a certain story. For me, it could be my grandmother giving me a milkshake for the first time. You know, my mom used to put milk in a cup and shake it up and tell me that was a milkshake. And then until my grandma took me to Tucson Mall and I had that white, red, and brown McDonald's late 80s vibe cup. And I remember thinking, oh, and I told my mom, oh, grandma has the best milkshake. Hers are way better than yours, Mom.
Way better than your bubbly milk.
Dusty.
Yeah. Now, speaking of McDonald's growing up within nostalgia, now I'm going to play some videos on the podcast broadcast stream of Slobby hitting the streets and asking people in the McDonald's drive-thru some McDonald's trivia. And when we return on the FM side, Slobby's going to ask you those questions, and whoever can answer the McDonald's trivia and win the game will win tickets to see Mac Sabbath live with us this Saturday at the Rialto Theatre. So be ready for that or join us, youtube.com/beefvegan. Clear. Yeah, let me pull this up, in fact, actually, because the videos are fun.
Yeah, it was fucking funny, bro.
How long were you at which McDonald's location were you at?
Speedway in Campbell. My local.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. The one, yep.
Yeah, that's a
walking distance from the crib.
Yeah, yeah. How long were you there?
Probably 2 hours, to be honest. 2.5 hours. Yeah. From about 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock.
Now, when you're doing man on the street stuff, it's always difficult, right? Especially if you're not like a hot chick. And I've done this because I've talked to hot chicks who are just like, yeah, everyone stops and talks with me. And then, of course, I'm like, I try to do it. It's like, that shit ain't happening at all.
Italian men put me on their motorcycle and show me around Italy.
Is the video? Oh, I guess it was in your stories. Or where would I find
it? It's on my page and Generation Cool. You can see me holding up a burger over my eye. Both pages.
Okay, I got it.
Both pages.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
So I have a series, Slobby in the Streets.
Yes.
And we do non-traditional street interview, a little more, let's say, Slobby biased, and usually it's about my opinion as opposed to the correct answers to the trivia questions.
Yeah, nice. All right, well, let's see what we got. So this is Slobby in the Streets at the McDonald's on Speedway in Campbell. Let's check this out.
Slobby in the Streets. I'm here to do trivia. I'm going to ask people Black Sabbath trivia questions and McDonald's trivia questions. And if they get it right, I'm buying their food. These fucking kids are going to eat me out of house and home. Edgar's. Not really. It's harder work than it seems. Let's get them. Let me ask you a question. Is everyone named Edgar or do we all have different names?
Nice to meet you.
How tall is Ozzy Osbourne?
5'4".
That's dusty. I'm actually starting to feel sick. How many French fries are in the average large order from McDonald's?
92.
Oh!
McRib.
100 exactly.
This bump in case you've been keeping your nuggets warm lately. 5 McDonald's characters as fast as you can.
The hamburger, burglar.
Rennis. Ronald.
To Ronald.
What duck's name?
There's no duck.
I don't know the dog. Stephanie.
Duck's
Brian
name.
Guys.
Oh!
Mayor McCheese.
Another cheat code.
Ah!
Black Sabbath. You ever heard of them? The all-time best Black Sabbath song.
Paranoid.
McDonald's most famous slogan. No, McLovin is a character in the movie. We're kicked out. And the cops came.
And the cops come, really?
Oh, yeah.
They don't mess around with that, huh?
I mean,
That's punk rock.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Well, it was 2 hours that you were doing that, and how many people said no when you approached them saying, "Hey,
everybody.
everybody,
Yeah,
yeah, it took forever."
Actually, the kids in the truck were very interested, and they sought me after.
Okay,
And they're super down. Big shout out to the young gentleman from
all the
Desert View.
Eggers.
And to give the young ladies credit, very sweet, very friendly. And they also asked because they saw me. Birdie is a character. It's one of the older McDonald's characters.
I remember
and does
Birdie.
resemble sort of a large duck, similar to a big bird or something. So I'm going to give them a little credit there. I know I chastised them, but they're actually not what they weren't so completely off. And I guess Stephanie kind of sounds like Birdie. I don't know if they got cut, but after at one point you hear her saying Stephanie about a McDonald's character because that was going to buy their food and their time was running up. So they were really
they wanted free food.
And so what was the largest order that you paid for going through the drive-thru?
Oh, bro. The guy who chose Paranoid as his favorite song.
Yeah.
He goes, 20 piece and a couple large fries, good. And I'm like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking in my head, what, he's saving it for later, dude?
Right.
I mean, what's the other large
$92
fry?
later.
But you can't do that. You can't say, I'm buying your food. You want to do this interview with me?
Right.
And then be like, what?
This
20 piece?
This
Like,
guy's like,
that would have been a very Seinfeldian moment the minute I refused to buy his 2 meals. So
that is too funny though, because he's like, oh, cool, I'm gonna make you regret this.
yeah. He's like, number 1, number 2, number 3.
Can I have everything on the left side of the menu? Like, fuck you, dude. You're not gonna eat that. Now I gotta sit and watch you eat it. Like, I'll pay for it, but I want to see you eat it.
And the drive-through guy, I think it took him about 3 or 4 times before the drive-through guy who's taking the money I kept paying.
Yeah.
He's looking over. He's like, I thought you were with those girls. Then you were with some children in the back of a truck, and now you're with this old dude. What are you doing, bro?
Were you going into the lobby, or were you
for all drive-through? I was just hanging out in the drive-through, going up to people's cars while they were trying to order,
right,
and then jumping in their car and paying for their food.
Okay, so you did jump in the car because they won't allow you just to walk up to the window.
Oh, they don't like that.
No,
they don't like you. They don't like you lingering in the drive-through either.
You learn that,
and you didn't tell them at all what you were doing, the employees.
Oh, and that's not how we do things.
Yeah,
no.
You don't ask for permission. You ask for forgiveness.
Right.
Yes, that is.
We usually just be super nice and then say we're leaving and then don't leave and shoot for about 10 more minutes and then you see the cop car and
did you talk to the cop?
No, they just kind of circled the block. I think they were like, oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
It's funny too because this is a small town after all. So the cops definitely know who you are.
Oh, 100. I just had one of my homies bring up from screen printing the hoodies that I'm wearing right now. I had the homie bring them up from Mexico, got them printed down in Nogales, Sonora.
Nice.
And he goes, oh, bro, the guy was giving me a hard time at the border. And then he saw what they were and he realized they were for you. And somebody yelled from the back of the border patrol station, Jason Core. One of the guards. Yeah, I guess so. I guess he didn't get hassled.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, they should have checked the pockets though. If
they
were smart, they're not.
I was gonna say there's only 5 sweaters missing. It's fine. It was their payment.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go on the air here and do this game. How do you want to do this game? You got the McDonald's trivia?
I know everything by heart, sir.
Okay, good. And let's see, how many questions do you think you have?
Like 3 or 4.
3 or 4. Okay, good. Then we'll do basically like think fast, like they'll buzz in with their name. So we'll get 2 contestants.
Okay. They'll call.
Yeah, they're gonna
call.
I'll
interview. I'll do them.
Yeah. And then the way that it works is like whoever buzzes in first will get a point. Or we'll get the answer. If they get it right, they get a point. If you get it wrong, their opponent gets a point. And then we'll see whoever. Yeah. Okay. So that's happening in about minute 12.
Okay.
We'll be on the air doing that.
Okay, cool.
So yeah.
Have you guys seen the original McDonald's commercial where Ronald McDonald was introduced?
Right.
I came across it on Twitter the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I have the link if you want to click it later because it is terrifying.
Yes. They're all
my God.
all the 70s McDonald's stuff is horrid.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
no, this is 1966.
Yeah, when they
With
so
Wilford or what's his name?
they had a professor. Okay, the
I think I
professor
remember.
turned into Ronald.
Yeah.
So they had an old man that was the professor, and he was basically like Doc from Back to the Future, right?
Right.
Like he was like a crazy
Oh
scientist.
my God.
Like, what does that have to do?
Wilford Brimley. No, it wasn't Wilford Brimley. There was a guy who was famous, and I think he was just he was an actor and a sportscaster who was the initial Ronald McDonald. Was the first one.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember his name. He passed
Had
away
to be like
some
Jack
years ago.
Palance or someone like that.
No. What a hardcore McDonald's, Ronald McDonald that be.
Throw a cigarette in there. Beat me up for
He's
me,
smoking
young
French
man.
fries like Marlboros.
I love it.
Let's get on the air here. I got 7 seconds. Rock 102.1 KFMA. That is Pearl Jam with Better Man, of course. Welcome back to the show. Now, of course, we got Slobby Robby in studio hanging out with us. Generation Cool on 4th Avenue has been in business for 10 years servicing the greater Tucson area. And it's a show and a store that became notable and notorious nationwide because of the show that Slobby had called Slobby's World, right?
Correct.
On Netflix and of course Complex. So you were able to see all that great show. And I was hoping for like 7 seasons of that show. That show was wildly entertaining. I remember even before I met you, when it came across on Netflix, it came out with a boom. It was one of those trending shows, right? And so I started watching it without even knowing the association of Tucson.
Nice.
And then watch it and then binge watch it all the way through. It was fantastic. It was a mix of like, Pawn Stars with, just that vintage vibe. And then the kind of wackiness of you and your crew made it wildly entertaining.
Hey, look, 7 seasons probably would have aged me about 70 years. Considered I aged 7 years in 1 season. So we're just gonna be happy with what the creator gave us on that one.
Yeah.
But it is a lot of work, I'll tell you. But it was a blast.
Yeah.
I'm also on Pawn Stars, the new season, 2
Yeah.
episodes. So I love it all. I do prefer being on other people's show, a lot less work.
Yeah, you show up,
Like this.
get paid. Yeah,
Like this.
exactly. Yeah. I did a lot of writing, but I am actually going to put you to work right now because we do have a pair of tickets to give away for Mac Sabbath, and I want to play a game. 600 KFMA, 600-5362. We'll take 2 contestants right now to face off against each other in a round of Think Fast Slobby McTrivia edition. So Slobby Robby is going to ask you a McDonald's trivia question. You're going to buzz in with your name if you think you know it. And if you answer correctly, you're going to get a point. If you answered incorrectly, your opponent gets a point. Whoever has the most points at the end of McTrivia will win tickets to see Mac Sabbath and join Slobby Robby and the crew this Saturday at the Rialto Theatre. Okay, so 600 KFMA, 600-5362. Let's see who our first contestant is. Rock 102.1. Who's this?
What's up? This is Bam.
Bam. All right, Bam.
Bam,
You're
Bam.
going to be one of these contestants. And you think you know all things McTrivia?
Not really, but I'm going to go for my best shot because I want to see what this band's about, dude.
All right, yeah, this band's awesome. All right, let's see who you're playing
Hell
against,
yeah.
Bam.
I'm all about the music, man.
All right, Rock 102.1. Who's this? Curtis. All right, so Curtis versus Bam in McTrivia. So here's the deal. Slobby's going to ask you a question. It all pertains to McDonald's. You're going to buzz in with your name. First person to buzz in with their name gets to answer that question. If you get it right, you get a point. If you get it wrong, your opponent gets a point. You guys make ready?
Okay. Yeah, McReady. Yeah.
Ready.
If you get it right, Weirdo, I need you to go ba-dum bum bum bum.
If you get it right, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Slobby,
Man, canta.
I don't know what that means, Bam. Let's try to keep it,
Means I'm
coherent.
Means I'm loving it in Spanish. I'm loving it.
Bam, bam.
I can barely speak English, bro. So let's keep it on that tip. All
We're
right.
dealing with beef here, man.
Yeah. All right, Slobby, what's the first trivia question? Guys, buzz in with your name if you think you know the answer.
The first question is, how tall is Ronald McDonald?
Curtis.
6'2".
Bro! Yeah!
I didn't know the answer.
Yeah, 6'2".
Big Curtis in the house.
McDonald's is very
What?
much an American brand.
How'd you know that?
And
Where did you even get the answer to that?
I don't
That's
think
crazy.
you can even Google that fast, right?
No, Curtis just knows this. That's crazy. All right, let's.
That is actually correct. So
How did you know that?
I totally guessed.
All right, that was a good guess.
What?
American women love tall guys, and I think 6'2". I think McDonald's knew what they were doing. They wanted women to lust after the Big Mac.
You got big
I'm
feet
going to
too,
leave it
man.
at that. I have no comment.
All right, next question. And think fast. Buzz in with your name if you think you know it. Slobby, go ahead and ask the McTrivia question.
Okay, guys. Approximately how many French fries are in a large order of McDonald's large fries?
Ooh.
Bam and Curtis, let's go.
Curtis,
Curtis.
Oh,
80.
Okay, I'm gonna give that a thumbs up.
Bum.
Oh,
Yeah.
another point for
Yeah, it's
Curtis.
82.
Oh, well, you did say
but
approximately.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, come on.
And he didn't
That's
go over.
very, very close.
Yeah,
So-
and it's close
real
to going
close.
over. You got
I
to really
want
try to
Bam.
buzz in, Bam.
Yeah, I want Bam on this too.
Yeah. So Bam,
Dude,
don't-
dude, man, I was gonna get close, man, but how the heck am I gonna get? I was like, I'm gonna get it wrong, dude, and I'm gonna get like close and get it wrong. But anyways, I'll give it my best shot.
Bam, just like in life, dude, confidence is key. So you need to go into this confidently and try
Word.
to buzz in first. Okay.
Word.
I believe
right.
in you. I need you to believe in you. You got this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go.
Come
Next
on, Bam.
mixed trivia question. Even Curtis is rooting you on.
Right.
Okay, next McTrivia question. I need whoever buzzes in first to tell me 5 McDonald's characters.
Oh.
Bam.
Bam.
That's Curtis.
All right.
Yeah. All right,
All
so
right, so
Bam.
you got Ronald McDonald.
Boom.
Yep.
You got Fry Guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
You the Hamburglar.
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
And Fry Guy, the Hamburglar. Shoot, I forgot the purple one's name. Grimace.
Yeah.
Grimace.
One more. We need one more. Bam.
Ronald McDonald, Fry Guy. Gosh, the Hamburglar Junior, the girl, the daughter. What's the Hamburglar's daughter?
She shares a name with a female Mario Kart character.
Oh.
Princess McDonald. Princess McBurglar.
Princess Burglar or something?
Princess McBurglar.
Princess McDouglas.
Oh gosh, I can't.
Let's see. What's one that you forgot? Oh, do you know that there's a mayor of the town and also a police officer?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Shoot.
Not that we care about
man, I'm
them.
having a hard time.
Oh, you got 4. Oh, that's unfortunate, Bam. That
Wow,
looks like a point goes to
Bam.
Curtis.
Dude, the guy got close. He got close.
Yeah, well, close-ish, but you forgot Mayor McCheese. And I mean, we all voted for Mayor McCheese back in the
We
day.
all played inside of his head.
Yeah, dude, we
Oh,
all
come
played
on.
inside his head. Seriously. And you remember, inside of his head smelled like pee.
Dude,
You
oh
remember
my
that?
god, yeah, right, man. The dude gets 6'2" and he gets 82. That doesn't
Yeah.
happen out there, not right there.
No.
Hey, look, Beef. I
Whatever,
want
whatever,
Bam
I'm not
at the
hating.
concert,
I'm not
okay?
hating.
You want Bam?
I want Bam at the concert. I like his vibes. I like that. I'm loving it in Spanish. I want to.
You gonna put him on your list?
I'm gonna personally throw Bam.
Dude, I'm all about the music, bro.
Bam.
I'm all about the music.
Bam, listen, you're on Slobby Robby's list under Bam. I think Curtis won the trivia,
Yes.
and then so we got best of
Hell
both
yeah.
worlds.
That's
Mick
what's up, man.
winners,
That's
Mick
what's up.
winners.
That's
Mick
lovely.
winners.
All the way around. I need
That's
you
so
both
much,
to.
man. Thank you
but-
so much, man.
I need you guys to stay in line because we're gonna get your info. Before we let you go, I need you both to say bum bum
Right.
bum
Yeah,
bum.
boy, I want to see this concert, man. I want to see you guys.
Ah, never mind, Bam. All right, just stay on the line. We're gonna hit the
Bam's like
music.
driving around on his motorcycle with a headset, drinking tequila.
Yeah. We got more coming up next. Stick around. It's Rocco 2.1.
Yeah, dude, just talk over the radio hosts.
Yeah,
Whenever
yeah,
they talk,
it's-
you talk even louder.
Yeah,
That's usually a good rule.
Bam, I'm trying to get you, included here and hook you up. And Curtis.
Yeah, dude. I was trying to get, because last time I got on the show trying to guess, I would get so close. I
Yes.
get it wrong, man. I
Yeah.
gave away Green Day tickets, dude. I gave away Green Day tickets to the other person because I kept getting it so close, but not right. You know what I mean? So I was just like, gosh, I'm gonna let this guy lose for me, because I want to go to the show, man. That's what I want to do.
Oh, I want you. I want you there, bro, and I want you in whatever you're on right now. Can we bring that to the show?
Bring extra and for the
Heck
after
yeah.
party as
Oh yeah,
well.
for sure, dog.
Yeah. So Bam, we're putting you on the list. U+1, you're gonna be under Slobby's wrist. Go to the Rialto Theatre that night and you're good to go, okay? Under Bam.
Okay, this is tomorrow. This is tomorrow.
Yes,
night?
tomorrow.
Yeah, show up tomorrow. You're fine, buddy. Show starts. Doors open at 7. Show starts at 8. Okay, and
Okay.
I have you on my guest
Cool.
list right
Thanks a
now
lot,
on my
guys.
phone.
Hey, we're gonna have a great time, dude.
Oh
All
yeah.
right, my dude.
Yeah,
Bam,
yeah.
come find me, okay?
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
something special for you.
All
Bam
right.
+1 on my
Word,
list
word.
right now.
Yeah.
Thanks, doggy.
All right, no
See you
worries.
soon.
Bam, we'll talk to you
Thank
soon.
you, guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no worries, Bam. All right, Curtis, stay on the line. I'm going to get your info right now because we're going to get emailed or tickets emailed to you. For the rest of you guys, here's some morning more, and we're going to be back here live on the flip side, so keep it right here. 1000 on Rock 1 2.1 KFMA, but who cares? 2.1 KFMA, that was Beartooth. It's now 6:15 and time for your morning more. Let's do this. Where's my sound, man? All right, we're going to New York for today's morning moron. There's a 62-year-old man who was obsessed with squirrels. And, like around Central Park, there's tons of squirrels in New York.
Yes, there are.
Yeah, some of those squirrels have long, skinny tails, and they're about 40 pounds, and they eat oh, wait, those are rats. All right, well, there are squirrels in the park as well, okay? And this man named Mark, he was arrested for trapping the squirrels. And what he did with the squirrels were weird. He wasn't like a taxidermist. He wasn't trying to harm them. But he was just a major fan of red squirrels, right?
Okay.
The problem is, in New York City's Central Park, red squirrels are rare, if any. Like, if they have any there. There might be one or two, but the rest of them are like kind of normal brown squirrels. But Mark, he loves him some red squirrels. So he came up with an ingenious moronic plan. Trap the squirrels, spray paint them apple red, and then release them. That's it. Now, he didn't tag them or, track them. He just took the traps out, caught them, spray painted them red, and then kept some, released some others, and then people started noticing red squirrels running around the park. Now, an official said that he was using toxic paint and was intentionally harming them because he didn't want them coming onto his property.
Okay.
Yeah, now the man was charged with 3 counts of poisoning or attempting to poison animals and other violations. So it's almost like the scarlet letter of squirrels. If you cross his property and come across him, he'll capture you, spray paint you red, and then make it bright enough so when you die, he can see it. And I don't know, dance around your squirrel grave. I know I went several directions in this story, but I mean, either way, the moral of this tale is that Mark is today's morning moron.
Yeah, why? I think the property excuse, that's the lame excuse.
Yeah.
I think he's just a psycho.
First, yeah. You can't have a tree full of nuts and then get mad that a squirrel's going to be on your property. It was their property first, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a special treat here. All right, I got a special treat now, Robbie. This is good. Now, I don't know if you met Rico last time, but Rico's a part of the crew. Now, he's not on the show right now because he is all the way in, I think, Taiwan, Southeast Asia, and traveled. And so I told him I'm going to send him an invite every single morning to check on him, and live via satellite somewhere in the world. Drunk probably right now is Rico. So you can see Rico right there too. Rico.
Suave.
Yeah, dude. Now I've been following your stories, and it looks like it took a full 24 hours for you to get there. And you can turn your phone sideways so you go full screen for us.
Nice.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, dude. And then who's your homie again? Who's your friend? What's up, dude?
Don't be shy. Joshua Humphreys. Hi guys. How are you?
Hey, Joshua.
It's 11 p.m. here, by the way. And then
Nice.
our friends come over here. Belgian.
Well, greetings from Tucson.
It's Belgian. French speaking. So it's French speaking Belgian. My bad.
Nice.
I just met him. I'm sorry.
Meet these dudes?
No,
just off the road. I came to Cambodia and I go, hi, I'm American. What's your guys' name? They're like, come party with us.
And they're like, I'm Belgian. We're friends now. I'm like, that's how that works. You guys are forming your own UN over there. Now, what did you guys do tonight? And where are you exactly?
Where are we at? Karaoke. That's
nice.
what we did.
Oh, that's awesome. And you stole the microphone? You kept it? Or you still at the karaoke
We
place?
sit at the face. Let's sing the crime.
You're like, we're at a karaoke bar. Let's call into a radio station.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But no, it's kind of funny because when I got here, immediately I met up with my buddy, my rendezvous, Joshua.
Yeah.
And then right off the bat, I took a nap within 3 hours. Hey, let's go downtown Cambodia, go hang out, have a few drinks, and then let's go to our friend's place. I ate a scorpion. I ate a scorpion. Oh yeah, I forgot about that part.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm sure you shot video of that. How was it?
It was stuck in his teeth for 2 hours. Yeah. First meal I have in Cambodia was a scorpion. Very apropos. Is it gone? Gone. But then we come over to his friend's apartment here. He was nice enough to have us over. And then we had a karaoke night. So yeah, Cambodia day one on literally 4 hours of sleep after a 25-hour trip. I'm already living
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Now
Sounds
the
very
internet,
Cambodian.
yeah. Now the internet's messing out. I saw that
It's been a rough one, but a fun one.
Yeah, no, 25 hours to go all the way. I mean, what's the Robbie? Have you ever been to like that part of the world? Asia, Southeast Asia? Yeah, can you hear me?
I have been to China.
Oh.
I went to SneakerCon China in Shanghai. It was insane.
Yeah.
Did we lose the boys? Oh, they're gone.
Yeah, I think he froze.
We lost them to a karaoke contest.
And we never saw Rico again.
Literally.
Oh, there he is.
Oh,
yeah. The internet's kind of breaking up a little bit. It was super clear right at first, Rico, but yeah. So the longest you've been on a flight was like 25 hours.
Oh
too?
yeah, same. And I'm telling you this, substances, whatever.
Yeah,
it's still rough, dude.
Right.
Yeah.
You're on a different planet at that point.
You're on a weird planet where you're stuck with other people that you didn't choose to be on a planet with.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was one shot that Rico shared on his stories. I thought that was pretty funny. Here, he's back in there. Can you see me? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. I'm trying to get on Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Oh, they got Wi-Fi.
Give me 1 second. Oh yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna show his stories. His stories are fantastic because he's in like a luxury like stay right now because for like $40, dude. Here. This is some of Rico's stories that he's been sharing while on the stream. So just that kind of the culture of what's going on over there and
fancy snacks.
Yeah, fancy snacks. And then this is funny. So he had some squid.
Oh, of course.
All right.
Rite of passage.
So he said, I'm so ready to get to this final leg. If I get stuck here, I'm going all in on my tie, right? And then the very next story is this. And he's like, never mind, get me the fuck out of here. And then that's the line to go travel. It's like,
yeah.
So yeah, in Cambodia. And this is the place that he got for a $40 upgrade, which looks fantastic.
Yeah, sure. I love having a window by my head.
Yeah. To a brick wall.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, but that looks great, dude. It looks better than a La Quinta.
Yeah, I don't think the Tucson I-10 La Quinta. Oh yeah, it looks like some Mexican tile.
Look at that cute little meditation
apartment.
garden.
It does look like a Rocky Point apartment, and with the stone bath and everything too. I mean, that looks pretty good. Yeah, you're in. Sorry, we were just vicariously living through your stories.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's fantastic. It's so funny. Like when I was talking to him on the way over, he's like, "Hey, I know you might, you have to budget everything." He's like, "Is it cool if you want to spend $40 to go luxury?" And I'm like, "Dude, that would get me like Holiday Inn Express or some like random horrible seedy hotel in downtown Tucson." Like I have a shower that has like the tile underneath it, and it's like you're butt naked in front of a window pane with a raised fence. I'm like, I'm fine. I'm good with this.
Amazing. Yeah. So is that $40 per night, or do you get that for a couple nights?
I think per night.
Wait, he only gets this price because he knows me.
Exactly, the friend price.
Oh, good. The homie hookup. I love it, dude. Yeah. Well, how long have you been staying out in Cambodia? Because I know you're kind of like a global traveler, right? I mean, you were in Mexico, Tulum. I think last time you guys linked up. Now you've been in Cambodia.
Yeah, so I divide my year between Vietnam and Greece.
Nice.
But I work here
And I love how we have serial killer lighting right now. I think we have.
Yes.
Like bunch of Tinder swindlers over
we
here.
have seedy Asian lighting.
Yeah.
So he's been in Greece and Tulum, all over the map. This guy travels.
Well, I mean, I'm jealous that the Ricos gets to go to Vietnam. I hear Vietnam's beautiful. You've been living there half the year. What are some of the reasons why you like to stay in Vietnam for so long? What are your favorite parts about it?
If ever you want to live like a cowboy, even though you're allergic to horses, you live in Vietnam.
Damn, that's profound. I write that down.
I'm not sure what that means, but I like dragons.
But it sounds badass, dude.
Yeah.
But you're allergic to horses. Come to Vietnam. It's not a far trip at all. Go ahead, come out here, cowboy.
Oh, I love it, dude.
But no, the way he put it to me was, it's a freedom that's kind of unfound over in the things. Like I think last time when I went to the Bali way back in the day, it's funny when I went on this boat trip to go out to like see these manta rays and all that kind of stuff. I was thinking in my head the entire time, if this was in America, it would have been a deal where it's like, A, the trip's going to cost $300 to begin with.
Right.
B, you're going to have somebody holding your hand the entire time. C, you're going to have to sign a waiver and have a buddy system. Whole thing would have cost a lot of money, but over there, $15. And they're like, oh yeah, scuba gear, put it on. Go in the water.
No rules.
And you're like, no rules. And they're like,
training.
and they're pretty much like, yeah, don't die. Don't be dumb. Don't get caught in the propeller. Don't get caught up on the reef. So it's like that kind of freedom, you know, it does come at a price. If you're a dumbass, you get too drunk, you do something stupid. Yeah, you're going to get in trouble. But if you're this laid back, you're cool, you're zen, you go with the flow, you're going to have a good time on the cheap, basically.
Nice.
It's a different kind of planet.
Well, that's fantastic, dude. Well, you're out there for 2 weeks. I'm glad that you made it there safe, and I know everyone watching the stream is too. But I look forward to just periodically you popping in and let us know how your adventure's going. So tonight you're staying in Cambodia, and then what's your plans this weekend?
What is it? So this week, I think we're headed down to Vietnam.
No, we'll be here until Monday.
Nice.
We'll ride to Phnom Penh. And stay in that shithole for one night, and then after that we'll drive to Saigon. But it'll take 3 days to get there.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice.
Oh, I just ate at Miss Saigon.
Oh
the
yeah.
other night, so-
Yeah.
Not to brag.
The one on
How's your
Speedway.
stomach?
Same difference. Yeah. That's we're cultured too. You know.
I have a question.
Okay, go for it.
What would you like Rico to have to eat in Vietnam?
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's an
I
excellent
can
question.
I can arrange.
I had a scorpion already. I had a scorpion already, dude.
I feel like we already decided on that, right? Horses.
You gonna eat horses? I guess horses.
Horse meat.
Go to Switzerland, you can eat horse.
Yeah.
What about
So much
is
person's meat.
it Vietnam that has that alcohol that's got the poisonous snake in it?
I can make him drink snake's blood vodka.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
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 But
That's what I want.
They
Let's go.
cut the head off the
blood
snake.
in that accent again. And
You know what
Rico hates me.
do? They pour you pour a shot out of a bottle of vodka. You cut up the snake and you hold it above the bottle, and then you drain the blood into the top of the bottle, and then you drink the bottle of vodka.
yeah, that's a hard yes.
Rico, that is what you are doing, sir. You are welcome.
Dude, you want snake blood in general, because I know that you are the alpha male of our species, and what's gonna make you more of a man than having venom run through your veins, dude?
In what alternative universe is Rico an alpha male?
That's true. Well, in this circle over here,
Wait a minute. It's gonna be that scene from Indiana Jones where he's like on that bed sweating, just like Kalima. Just blood.
yes.
Hey, thanks, guys. I had a scorpion. Now I gotta drink snake blood.
You
Cool.
never told
Thanks,
me how
man.
the scorpion tasted. How did the scorpion taste?
Dude, to be honest with you, it wasn't that bad. That had a lot to do with the Angelina Jolie cocktail we had beforehand. She has her own bar cocktail here, but it's crunchy. The what is it? The exoskeleton.
Yeah,
It stays in your mouth for a good 10 minutes. You got to just chew that up.
Yeah.
Then
nice.
afterwards it goes down, and now I'm just praying to every single god I can imagine that I'm not going to have diarrhea tomorrow morning. So.
You're not gonna have diarrhea from scorpions.
Scorpion
but maybe
meat?
from maybe the snake blood will give you
Snake
diarrhea.
blood. Yeah, worry about the snake blood, I guess.
Yeah. What other delicacies?
First person on earth to have diarrhea and an erection at the same time.
Yeah.
Why is this happening?
Yeah, I heard
Cambodia.
snake blood is like nature's Viagra. Yeah, so I can see that. Nice.
Yeah,
Well,
I guess Mexico is not as exciting anymore now, unfortunately.
No. Well, I'm kind of jealous. I definitely want you to take footage of every weird thing you put in your mouth. And then some of the stuff I'm sure you'll be able to post on Instagram. Some of the stuff you might have to save for your OnlyFans page.
Pretty much. Day one, we already did all this, and then we did Metallica karaoke, which I'll be forwarding you very soon. And Limp Bizkit, so.
I love it, dude. Well, I'll let you get back to partying. Stay safe, and I hope to check in with you again here soon, okay?
All right. And Slobby Robby, I'm a big fan. I wish I could have met you when I was back home, but hey, good to see you finally.
Hey, fun for me. Please bring me back something. Bring me back a little snake's blood.
Yeah.
I got you. I'll bring you back a random one-off Vietnamese Pokemon card that doesn't exist over there.
Oh,
Something.
yeah. That's what I want. Bring me a bootleg. And we'll
I got you a bootleg. Hell yeah. Or a sneaker. Yeah. Hell yeah, guys. All right. Much love.
All right, talk to you later. That's Rico live from Cambodia. He just popped in on the stream. We're back on Rock 102.1 KFMA. And yeah, the first thing he told us is that he ate a scorpion while he was there. I imagine those emperor scorpions, those black scorpions. Those are the ones I usually see on sticks.
So weird. He traveled halfway across the world to eat a scorpion. We could have just went out back.
No, you don't want to eat those scorpions. Different taste, different delicacy. I'd have to ask Chef Gary on that. But what's the weirdest thing you ever ate, Robbie? You seem like a well-traveled man and adventurous when it comes to the culinary arts.
Well, I can vouch for the squid thing. They'll have street food out there. It's just squid on a stick. Come back a couple days later, same squid.
Same squid.
Yep, I can vouch for that. But I did not try that. Back in the day, crickets were kind of the thing.
Yeah.
And I remember I worked at a preschool and we had like an end of the year picnic, and I thought it would be funny to put a bunch of crickets like in the my coworkers' hot dogs.
Yeah. Like chocolate covered or
just regular.
Just regular. Okay.
Salted.
Okay.
And I definitely had to have a supervision with the principal of the school. A couple of the women threw up.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought it was good and funny. I mean, personally, but my dad, really the craziest thing I ever eaten is back in the day, my dad used to make rattlesnake jerky.
Yes.
Which consists of just killing a rattlesnake and letting it dry in the sun.
That's it, really.
Yeah, and then making your son eat it, apparently. So I grew up, people think I know I look soft.
Yeah.
And my business and my job is pretty soft. But I tell people I grew up doing drywall on scaffolding when I was 9 eating rattlesnakes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so I'm pretty Tucson at my core.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Tucson tough is what they say. Yeah, I've had rattlesnake before, but I usually have it like deep fried and breaded, which is delicious.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but not that way. It seems like that would be, I guess people have survived off that, in the Wild West days, but it seems like it would poison you, it seems disgusting. Do you remember what it tastes like? The sun-dried rattlesnake?
Nothing good. I don't, all these things that my dad made me eat, it's just, not part of my daily diet now. Let's just say it wasn't exactly mac and cheese.
Yeah,
very chewy. Okay.
Yeah. Now, have you ever seen powdered caffeine?
Well, beef. I've seen it. I've seen all kinds of powdered caffeine. I've even seen pink and purple and blue.
Yeah. Well, I have to show you something real quick because I know that we've obviously, hung around same circles and partied and knows some people who partied in the past. There's a new company called Want a Bump, and they launched last year. Yeah. And they have white powder that looks like cocaine, but it's legal. So you can buy it on Amazon, and it's billed as instant energy on demand. Now I'll tell you this right now. There's a couple.
Talk about reinventing the wheel, weirdo.
Wow. Now, obviously, first and foremost, don't do cocaine, right? And it's more and more dangerous now because they cut it with all types of stuff. And of course, the big concern is fentanyl. But now you got all these buster ass con artists that are probably buying this stuff in bulk and trying to pass it off as cocaine. So,
not a bad idea, though.
I mean, I'm sorry I threw it out there.
So do you sniff it or you eat it?
You sniff it. It comes in a little vial.
Come on.
Here's what it looks like. It's called Want a Bump, and it comes in a little very fashionable vial. Okay?
It literally comes in an essential oil bottle.
I would like that in my stocking. Please, beef.
Now, here's the deal, though. If you think, hey, I really like to wake up in the morning with caffeine and I should probably do this, it would be quicker and easier. It's not quicker. In fact, actually snorting it, you don't feel the effects as fast as you would drinking it. But since you do snort it and you can snort more caffeine than you should ingest, you can OD on it. So, it's actually possibly more dangerous than cocaine.
Oh, that's great. And, there's other ways to, put it in your body where it affects you very fast.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you're talking about the caffeine.
Yes. Oh, all of it.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to really take it up a notch.
No. Don't main vein your caffeine in the morning.
No, I meant through the back door.
Yeah. Well, that's true. I mean, that is nature's sponge.
Yeah, I learned that from Stevie Nicks.
Yeah, I know. Anyways, yeah, don't try that. There's also caffeinated nasal spray with a classy name called Turbo Snort. Now the snortable powder does have B vitamins mixed in, so it's kind of healthy, but
Healthy.
Oh, bro, you ever had a vitamin B shot in the buttocks?
no.
Oh man, it'll wake you up. If you have a hangover, you got something to do. Call one of those little dudes. They'll come to the crib. They'll come to your Airbnb, your hotel, and they'll just hit you with that
one of those
vitamin
IV
B.
places,
Oh, it's better than an IV. Vitamin B will get you going. You'll be a morning radio host in no time.
Yeah. Yeah, but why is like everything that I'm like mentioning as far as products, you're like, that's good, but you ever have it in the butt?
I'm that guy who one-ups everything.
Yeah. Like, no, I like that too. But there's a way that you could try to really crank it up to 11.
Have you ever shot B12 directly into your blood?
We're going to keep the conversation moving. We got Slobby Robby hanging out with us because, of course, tomorrow night and all day is the Slobby Robby Generation Cool 10th Anniversary Shindig Throwdown featuring Mac Sabbath at Rialto. We'll go talk about more about the daytime festivities and Cowpig's involvement next on Beef Vegan Presents, so don't go away. Clear. All right, so let's see. Gary, Chef Gary texted me as well. He said, do not play this on the air. Okay. Fair enough, but he texted
Gary Hickey?
Uh-huh. Yeah, Gary's a homie.
Yeah, he's super cool.
And say King Mike. I gotta copy and paste this though to make this happen. Yeah, Gary hooked. So my daughter's 18th birthday, was this last weekend, like I was saying.
Yep.
And then one of the things that I did, thankfully, because I spent so much fucking money on this because it's her 18th. So, like I didn't want to spend any more money. And Gary reached out to me and he's like, hey, bring her to Charo Vita. Yeah, I got you. So it was on a Sunday too. He wasn't even working.
Oh yeah.
But he had hit his manager up, which is pretty funny. I wonder what that conversation was like too, because she didn't know me, right? So he wasn't there, so he didn't know what I was wearing, but he probably had a pretty good idea. So he's probably like, hey, look around. And you see like a schlubby, like a 40-year-old guy in a backwards hat, with a couple teenagers. Like those are my people.
He's not a pedophile. He's the dad.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. Got him. All right, hold on.
Well, yeah, like when I went to Charles Steak Del Rey for our anniversary, Chef Gary's like, yeah, I got your reservation. Don't worry about it. And then I realized I was like, oh, I've been messaging him on my Instagram, which doesn't have my real name. I was like, I don't know if he put it as Weirdo. I don't know if he put it as Theodore Harris.
That's the best.
So I'm like sitting there. I was like,
oh,
I have a reservation at this time. And then finally she's like, Harris. I was like, yep, that's me.
This happens to me all the time. I've had a company, a huge alcohol corporation company cut me a check to Slobby.
Yes.
The check.
Yeah.
You're
okay.
Like, that's not on the bank account.
Like, dude, what are you like? Even if it's your LLC, you can't do that. You
I know.
Can't write it to my stage name.
I've had checks sent to Beef Vegan before.
And they'll do it. You have to like find the manager who knows you. That's like, yes, we can confirm, but. Unless it's illegal.
I had to recut.
Yeah, no,
I wasn't as known when I'm getting these checks either.
Right.
I'm like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
So, and
they thought it was like a homeless support program for you.
Yeah. I know. All right, let's see what this is what Gary sent me.
I ain't never seen a nigga eat a horse head. Hey, he made sure that the horse was dead. I ain't never seen a nigga eat a horse head. Shit, made sure that the horse dead. I ain't never seen a nigga brush a horse teeth. Why the fuck you brushing on the horse teeth? How the fuck you gonna clean off a horse head? Then turn around, then cook the horse head. This nigga really from the struggle, look at his hairline. This nigga really from the struggle, look at his hairline. All the motherfucking coat sandal hairline. You got a coat and some sandals on hairline. Nigga, that coat got blew up in a bomb. I don't give a fuck, nigga. Call your mom. What you about to do? You about to put it in the water tonight. Yeah. Put it in the water tonight. Add a little bit of doodle and some beans on it. Put some hot sauce, bitch, with the cane on it. Y'all niggas don't forget to put the cane on it. Put 3 bags, bitch, of cocaine on it. Put the top off Mortal Kombat on it. Put your hat on it. Stop playing, bitch. Grab that horse meat. Go ahead, go on, eat you some horse meat. That shit illegal.
Oh my God.
Yo, Gary, can you have Gary send me that?
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Oh God, we're gonna remix that. I'm not posting it, but I know exactly who to send it to.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. And well, I have to send that to Rico as well. I hope.
No.
Oh yeah, Rico. Well, yeah, we're on that horse parade.
Yeah. Did you? Let's see. Did you send that to Rico?
Oh my God, that was funny though.
That was
Whoa,
great.
I wasn't ready for
Yeah,
that.
he's like,
epic-
oh, I should ask Chef Gary about this. He's like, no, never mind the question. I got a video for you.
yeah,
And it's
yeah,
perfect.
literally, like, yeah, let's talk. You know,
I have to double check. Like, okay, good. We did not play that on the air. All right.
Right.
Woo.
you're like, hey, beef. We understand you played some Kenneville.
Yeah. Over a Zip Recruiter commercial or something. You know?
Hip hop, horse meat head video. Tell us about that.
That's not our demographic.
Well, Lisa, if you're just joining us, it's because we had Rico pop in from Cambodia, and his buddy is a little sadistic apparently, and basically invited him out to hang out with them just so he could feed Rico odd animals. And he started with a scorpion to ease him in. Horse is definitely going to be on that menu, and then Chef Gary, for whatever reason, had that file saved.
Yeah,
He's
oh,
like,
yeah.
boom.
Gary had that on deck. He's like, oh, horse meat, you say?
Yeah.
He's like, I've been waiting 2 years for this.
I got a music video about it.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Sick bastard.
That's
that's
sick
funny.
chef bastard. You know, all his chef friends probably have the same link because they really get a kick out of it because it is
got
a
a group
step-by-step recipe.
Yeah, they have a group chat
Yeah.
where you shave horse jaw.
My God.
And now I imagine
Yo,
that
that was crazy.
he's in the kitchen basically singing along while he's making stuff. Like if he's making like birria, you know?
And they think, with the pork meat.
Look at that receding hairline.
Yeah, you just got a freestyle.
Yeah, he did
Oh
send
my
it to
God,
Rico.
that's hilarious.
All right, so that's good. It's funnier the more you watch it. Yeah, you're not wrong. All right, replay.
Oh my God. I
DJ
love those
replay.
videos where you watch them 7 times and they just get funnier and funnier.
All right, DJ replay. Here we go.
What's with that dude with the kiss marks?
I ain't never seen a nigga eat a horse head.
Nope.
Hey, he made sure that the horse was dead.
Yep.
I ain't never seen a nigga eat a horse head.
Nope.
Shit. Make sure that the horse dead.
Yep.
I ain't never seen a nigga brush a horse teeth.
No.
Why the fuck you brushing on the horse teeth? Why
What?
the fuck you gonna clean off a horse head? Then turn around, then cook the horse head.
Huh?
This nigga really from the struggle, look at his hairline. This nigga really from the struggle, look at his hairline. On the motherfucking coat sandal hairline. You got a coat and some sandals on hairline. The back of that coat got blew up in a bomb. I don't give a fuck, nigga. Call your mom. What you about to do? You about to put it in the water tonight. Yeah. Put it in the water tonight.
Well,
Add a
dude.
little bit of doodle and some beans on it. Put some hot sauce, bitch. Get the cane on it. Y'all niggas don't forget to put the cane on it.
Yeah.
Put 3 bags, bitch, of cocaine on it.
Yeah.
Put the top off Mortal Kombat on it.
Yeah.
Put your hat on it. Stop playing, bitch. Grab that horse meat. Go ahead, go on, eat you some horse meat.
Oh.
Shit illegal over here.
I love
Shit illegal over here.
I love when the video just ends. Oh, mid verse.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Well, the fact that
I
like the
wonder-
one guy's eating the piece of meat, it's still in the shape of the nose.
Yeah.
I know.
That's crazy.
Mm.
Yeah.
But we're over here eating tacos. You know, and so I mean, what's
Yeah.
what's a god to a king? What's a cow to a horse? You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Yeah. I mean, like I just went through. Taco Bell has like a new craving menu, right? So a bunch of cheaper like alternatives, and I should have mentioned it on the air because I know a lot of people are struggling, but for whatever reason, I just went to get some Taco Bell, and you know it is so cheap in their beef. It's like cut with soy and whatever the hell, right? And that's just bad, really, because you don't know what they're putting in it. But at the same time, when you spend $1, you shouldn't complain. And, you ask, is this grass fed? No, fucker, it's $1. Right?
You're lucky. Get you, bro.
Yeah, there's some meat in it, so I did overdo it, though.
Yeah, so you had some horse. You had a little bit of horse meat.
A little horsey, put a little mild sauce on
it. Put the Mortal Kombat hat on it.
That was a good part.
That was good. By the way, it's illegal in the United States.
I love how all of this like Mandarin culture, we're like, Mortal Kombat.
Wow. They're like, where do you think they got the hat, bitch? You know,
just like when I was out in Europe in the early 2000s, I'd meet people and they go, "Oh, you're from the U.S.?" I said, "Yeah." You watch Jerry Springer?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, I did, yeah.
No, they're like, everyone asked me about Jerry Springer or Friends. Like they just think that we're all like, dun, 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 and like, and then all of a sudden we're like making out with our cousin, which apparently is quite common.
Yeah, well, again, legal
horses,
going to be legal in Kentucky.
Incest, horse meat.
Yeah.
These are important political topics.
They are. I'm like, wait, I mean, this week in politics, right? We had, somebody in Kentucky try to make first cousin loving legal. We also had Well, our own representative here in Arizona is trying to make Pluto Arizona state. So the official state or the official planet of Arizona, he wants to be Pluto because they discovered it, but Pluto's not technically a planet.
They're trying to steps on us.
Wow. And then there was another weird one. What was the other weird one?
In Oklahoma, a state legislator is trying to make it illegal for students to dress up as furries. But the punishment is to get picked up by animal control.
Yo, I'm down. This one, I can get behind this. I believe in natural consequences.
That is funny though. So so if they dress up like a furry at school, animal control will come and treat him like an animal.
Yeah, Justin Humphrey felt that the non-existent epidemic of openly furry students was so urgent that it needed a House Bill 3084. Students who purport to be an imaginary animal or animal species or who engage in anthropomorphic behavior.
Right. So apparently it's such a big thing that's the trend that kids are doing that. They're dressing up like that. At school. Here's the thing.
I've seen with my kids, like a 17, 19-year-old, and they would have friends that would have like little just like furry tails.
But where some of those
and then just like fox ears or something.
Right.
Yeah.
It's anime culture is really where it comes from.
Yeah. I mean, look, hey. I'm gonna get real here. Let the kids do what the kids want to do.
Right.
I'm not even kidding here. Let the freaking kids live, dude.
Right.
You know what I mean? They didn't let us have skateboards or wallet chains or and stuff that's like completely normal now.
Right.
But the fact that animal control is gonna come pick them up is like, this is a dumb law, but if you're gonna do it, that is the way to do it.
Oh no, natural consequences. Hey, look, you want to be a dog?
Yeah,
we're gonna treat you like a dog,
and that's big business too. So the Roadrunner Dusty, right? Our mascot Dusty is now actually a girl who used to be Wilma. And her name's Lakin, and she's fantastic. It's a very difficult thing to be a mascot.
Yeah,
but what makes her so good at this job is she actually is a seamstress. And her side hustle, she makes tons of money, and she is making furry costumes, customized, right?
Big time.
And she gets so many orders, and she could go to these conventions and sell out, and it's a lot of money. And you would know this because it's kind of similar in the same game that you're in. But then with these custom ones, if they want like a front zipper, if they want to make it a sexual furry, she charges extra. It's like a pervert tax.
Oh yeah, 100%. Hey, look, that's the
and who else are you gonna go to get it made?
Right.
She's probably the only one in Tucson that does it.
Hey, look, that's the biggest tax in this world is the pervert tax.
The pervert tax, right?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get on the air. So what's real quick before we get into the details? Like we're talking about the pervert tax, which is a thing. That's the biggest tax in the world. Give me an example, Slobby Robby. Like where would you get the pervert tax?
I mean, hey, look, all I'm saying is, one person's price is not today's price, not everyone's price, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say this: there's, we got those tourists and those U of A kids that's like that full price.
Yeah.
And I guess that would be the pervert price, or an annoying customer, or someone who bothers one of my staff, one of my female staff. You might have to pay a little extra.
Right.
You might catch that pervert tax.
Yeah.
But then you know what? On the other side of the coin, there's that beef vegan homie tax where if you're just cool. Even a perfect stranger could be just super cool.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what, man? I'm taking $20 off. Or just you're just straight up the way you look or what kind of person you are. I'll be like, you know what? I like your style, my friend.
Yeah.
So there's taxes and reverse taxes everywhere in life.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. And we were talking about, because I have a friend that makes furry costumes, and sometimes they customize it with the zipper so they can make it sexual furry costumes, and she'll charge extra. It's like a $300 zipper, right? And obviously only costs like $2 to make,
Zippers are like the hardest thing to do on clothes though. So it's labor.
Not barely.
Sex sells, weirdo.
It does.
Yeah. Now, is there anything that, I'm not going to get into that because I'm like, you sell a retail store. What can you hump in your store? Now, let's talk about Generation Cool's 10th anniversary.
What hasn't
those wrestling
my
buddies.
original co-founder, DJ Hump House, DJing
nice.
our after party tomorrow night.
Yes.
So if we want to talk hump, I do have one aspect of humping that has to do with our business.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So, of course, this 10-year anniversary is happening at Rialto. It starts off with essentially like a market, like not a flea market, but what would you call it?
It's a vintage block party, actually.
Nice.
Beef, and it's called McMarket. Definitely McDonald's themed in jest and in fun. But we've got everything from we brought out DJ Nugget. chicken nugget themed DJ from LA.
Nice.
Yep, we've got special cocktails inside our bar that are Generation Cool and McDonald's themed. We have Cow Pig food truck with a special Generation Cool / Slobby menu.
Yep.
It's all there for the taking, whether it's shopping, socializing, partying, the music. We have a bunch of giveaways. We got some contests where you can guess how much our giant hamburger, we have a giant hamburger sculpture, cheeseburger sculpture. Guess how much it weighs? $100 gift card to Generation Cool.
Damn. So yeah, you're going out there. You're
dropping
bringing
a
out
bunch
the
of
bells
merch
and whistles. It's going to look great. Like kind of like McDonald's theme.
Yes.
When you are in, you are all in, sir.
Oh, we've been going hard. I'll
Yeah.
be real. If you guys go check out our Instagram, Slobby Robby, Generation Cool, we are going hard. You cannot miss the information on this amazing 3-day weekend. It starts tonight. We have a little pizza party, hosting some friends from out of town. McMarket tomorrow, 12 to 5 in the alley of our bar, in between our bar and the Rialto Theatre. And of course, the big concert tomorrow night.
Yep. Now, what's the deal with tonight's pre-party?
Oh, little pizza party, just kind of anybody from out of town, little friends and family. If anybody wants to come in, we will be doing 30% off the store as like a special treat. And we're staying open late and we got free pizza. But, tomorrow during the day and tomorrow night is going to be one for the books. Again, Mac Sabbath tomorrow night, 8 p.m. at Rialto Theatre. My favorite band in the entire world. And they shred. If you like hard rock, classic rock, any music at all, performance art, costume, fashion, this is the concert for you.
Yeah, and we're going down the rabbit hole of Mac Sabbath here on the podcast broadcast, where you can see their stage show. It is second to none. Their performance, they sound as spot on as great rock and roll and a tribute band for Black Sabbath as you'll ever come across. But then everything on top, as far as their visual performance and how they interact with the crowd, makes it one of the most wildly entertaining shows that you're going to come across.
All kinds of props and skits and stunts. A bunch of their McDonald's themed props actually came from our store. They have a giant McDonald's land rug in their dressing room that they all kind of do a little ceremony on before they go out on stage. Came from us.
Nice.
Originally, yep. And I got a special, costume that I'm wearing, and I might make a little appearance myself on tomorrow night.
So are you going to be a character from McDonald's? Is that what
I can't really say, but I can say that I have a special costume or / outfit, and then I can say that I will be involved somehow. But the Darts are opening for Mac Sabbath tomorrow night, an amazing band from France.
Yes.
A bunch of really awesome ladies. And in the vein of let's say some punk, Misfits type stuff.
No, first off,
amazing.
Wait a second. I'm gonna double check the Darts.
The Darts are amazing. So we've got
I think there's
Sabbath.
Arizona ties to the Darts. Well, there's Darts US.
So there's some ladies from France and some ladies from LA, and maybe one's from Arizona too. I'm a huge fan.
Yes, I know these ladies personally. Oh my god, I effing love them. Here's a fun fact here, because I see you commenting on the Darts. The lead singer of the Darts, who used to be in a band called the Love Me Nots as well, and 00, always huge in France. Like they love this woman. She's also a judge in Gilbert. Legitimately a judge.
Oh wow.
And one of the hottest and most talented women that you're ever going to meet, honestly. And
that's awesome.
I felt that so great that I knew a judge and I was friends with the judge, and it made me want to go to Gilbert just so I could break some laws, and get the homie hookup and be like, not guilty. Come on. I play your record all the time. But the fact that the Darts are on there just adds this up. It was already at an 11. So what can you get? Can you get even higher than that? It's going to be a great time. Super party. Speaking of super party, we're going to keep this party moving on the podcast broadcast, where I'm going to have a Weirdo and Robby play a game. And with that, we will come back with more, including music on the way. Not from Creed. I don't know. I probably won't play that.
Please don't.
All right. Fair enough.
I'm not gonna lie. Replace Creed with a freaking hypa.
I don't have that on file, bro.
Oh, because that was before the time.
Yeah, man. And no, I would have to play it. I have to censor it and all types of shit. So I would have to do that manually and make it tough.
I thought hypa didn't have any.
But yeah, Nicole's the lead singer of the Darts. It's so fantastic. But they are huge. They are like essentially. They're like a platinum band in France, and Nicole always kind of has been.
They're a big deal.
Yeah. It's gonna be so great to see them again.
I've been jamming out to them. I made a playlist that goes an hour long. So doors open at 7, Darts start at 8. So I have an hour long playlist of just stuff that will totally get you pumped up. I'll send it to you.
Now, the only shitty thing,
pregame music.
Yeah, the shitty thing for me is I'm not going to be able to make it for the darts. I got to do the Roadrunners game, but I'll be coming after.
Yeah.
So
What time you get
list,
out?
by the way? As soon as I can.
Yeah.
So like it depends. Luckily, I'll just make sure that I try to get my stuff done in the early third period. I'll let my boss know. Be like, let's get those timeouts out of the way and have the third timeout be some kind of BS video.
Yeah.
So I can peace out.
Make it for some of Sabbath.
Mm-hmm. Yes, make it for some of Sabbath and definitely for the after party, and definitely looking forward to it.
Yes, sir.
All these women on the darts and stuff, all have Arizona ties, with the exception of the drummer. And they're just fantastic. They're all just rock stars in general.
Yes,
and
beautiful women,
yes.
bunch of beautiful men in black, and Mac Sabbath, friends of mine also. And then my big ugly bulldog face. So it'll be a nice balance.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Melissa and Nicole in person again. Jesus Christ.
Okay, take it easy.
I know.
Bud.
Sorry.
Take it easy. Are you single?
Well, no, and
Okay.
and Nicole's just
Gotta
a
pay
friend
that
too.
pervert tax, my dude. On the dark Instagram, I'm like, oh yeah.
Well, because I miss him so much.
Yeah, you miss him.
Look, I
miss people sometimes
Nicole
too. My
is
friend.
the homie, and I love to, like she's always been a rock star to me, and she always puts on such a great show. So that added
Much respect to the dark.
You know what, Mac Sabbath though? Mac Sabbath always has Arizona ties, which I think is brilliant as well. Not only they're homies with you, but the last tour that they did was Oakley Dokley, which is from Phoenix as well, and then Playboy Man Baby. Playboy Man Baby's from Phoenix.
Nice.
As well,
Playboy
so-
Man Baby Fire. Saw them open for Mac Sabbath. 2 months ago.
Yes, they're so good. They're so good. And, they're the only band that, and I recall, that's ever happened up in Phoenix. Phoenix New Times does a best of edition, right? Now, the way the best of works, same thing with Tucson Weekly. They have the popular vote, and then they also have the editor's pick, right? So the writers all get together, and they let you know, basically what's best.
Mhm.
And then they open it up to drive traffic to their website for a popular vote. And Playboy Man Baby is the only band that won both in the same year. And this is huge because usually the popular vote goes to bands like Jim Blossoms, Roger Klein, the Peacemakers, Alice fucking Cooper, like national bands. And they beat all those bands and also got the Critics' Choice Award because they're undeniably good and catchy. Their show's great. Robbie's a trip. So yeah.
Yeah, he was fun when he was on the podcast.
I know. I'm trying.
So good.
I'm trying to book him too. I try to get into the concert promoting game, but I need to get paid more and more support for my.
Hey, listen, we can work.
Yeah.
I did this show with the Rialto, and I have to say I've done many concerts and many shows that weren't always successful financially for me.
Right.
Just to be honest.
Yeah.
It's just like any business. You got to get warmed up. But this show, everything has fallen into place just right. Everything's coming together. I feel super good about it, and I think a lot of people are showing up to this thing.
Oh yeah, well,
which is most important.
You know what? You got to make an event out of something, right? So it's more than just a concert, and the way that you brand that, was perfect. And so, I see the appeal, the mass appeal. So I look forward to. I'm going to be at the McMarket checking it out before I head to the Roadrunners game, and then come in right after, making it a long day, and it's I'm excited about it. I mean, it's gonna be a long weekend for you. You plan on sleeping at all?
I love it. I'm a big sleep guy. I'm not one of these like alpha male video you need to get 8 hours of sleep, but I don't have a lot of trouble sleeping. I am I like to say I'm up late. I'm a night owl and I'm an early riser.
Yeah.
So I feel pretty good about sleep, but I think on Saturday night I will be up late.
Yes.
That would be my guess.
Oh, that's guaranteed.
Saturday night, I'll be pushing the midnight
oil
caffeine powder.
Oh, yeah. Do you want a bump? No, that's what it's called. Want a bump?
Lord. Imagine trying to get in the nightclub with that.
Right.
Because,
in Vegas, this is caffeine. It says want a bump on it, bro.
Right. It's not funny.
Yeah.
It's in an essential oil bottle.
It's not funny,
right.
Mr. TikTok.
It's so funny. That's how much you
Essential
never do
oils.
cocaine is that you only look at that as an essential oil bottle. But no, people will party are like, that's definitely not that.
Essential powder. You guys got essential powder?
I'm so innocent.
You're innocent because
Weirdo's like, is that essential oils?
I
We're like,
believed
this is
the
hash
DARE
resin.
program. I'm like, this is gonna kill me if I ever do drugs. Like, I didn't start dabbling into edibles until the last 6 months,
But
and I am
don't-
37.
Oh, edibles will kill you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's the thing.
Or you'll have a fantastic time at Winter Haven. One of the two.
I had an email. That was too hot for me for F my life. That was too hot for me to read on the radio. But she basically said, I found out that a weed brownie plus gummy edibles make me drool on my ex-husband's cock. And that was the F my life. Yeah. And I was like, that's amazing. That is amazing.
Little two-piece.
Passed out
Two-liner.
with D in your mouth. Good job.
Anthony, it's complicated. I'm
Gotta
not
pay the pervert tax.
Yeah. Not in a relationship, but I'm definitely not abstinent. All right, let's get ready for
Okay, big fam.
Yeah, okay. No, I'm still
You're like, hey, I'm beef.
Yeah, I'm still lonely. Here we go. Let's watch the Mac Sabbath here. Listen to this.
Yeah. Love how every Black Sabbath song is like 2 songs. Like,
yes. You know, it's so crazy about that too, because both Mayor McCheese and Grimace like to play.
Oh no!
In that
Slayer
costume?
McCheese, and I gotta apologize. I do not remember his real name. Slayer McCheese is a super famous old school LA guitarist, and Mark, the drummer, Cat Burglar, was telling me last time we hung out. He goes, you know, the singer called me, you know, he told me, you know, Ronald Osborne gives him a call. He tells him, hey, so-and-so, you know, wants to come in and play guitar and be Slayer McCheese from now on. And he goes, no, shut up. You know, he's, you know, leave, you know, get out of here, dude. And he goes, no, I'm serious.
A big name.
A big name. And so he shreds. The guitar player and the bass player are on point. They, you know, and these guys are all very, very talented musicians.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that. If it was all about the costumes and it was funny, I would just say that.
Well,
but it's not. It's
right.
These guys go hard.
They go hard, and they're in full costume. And anyone who's even like dressed up for like Halloween knows how hot that is. So being in that big Slayer McCheese helmet head, or dressed as Grimace, or you know, from head to toe, and you're on stage under the stage lights. You're moving, and you're not missing a note, and you can't really see. And you're like sweating your
and
ass
it's
off.
all of them, dude. Ronald runs off stage and change it. It has many costume changes.
Yeah,
they have a lot of great props.
Insane.
As you saw there, what they call the employee of the month, the roadie who was on stage with the paper hat.
Yeah,
this guy goes hard. And I got to tell you, they have the best merch of any band I've seen. They have pop-up books with vinyl in them, coloring books, beanies where it's Grimace's head with the tongue out, full-blown beanies that you look like your face, like almost ski masks.
Yeah.
Amazing merch. And of course, we've got some special merch that we designed just for the show.
Yeah, I love this hoodie that you got going on. So obviously inspired by the Americana classic color scheme of the fast food giant that is. And you know, and so your Ronald is demonic in a way.
Yeah, this is a Mac Sabbath sort of reference, right? We're paying we got a Garbage Pail Kids.
Yep.
Mixed with McDonald's.
Yep.
Mixed with Generation Cool. You know what I'm saying? 10 years of slanging t-shirts. And you know, we had to make sure that, you know, we had a heavy metal Garbage Pail Kid there. This is from an actual Garbage Pail Kid. And it's a kid, I forgot his name. He hates school, and he's shredding his books. So he's shredding his notebooks and everything from school.
Nice.
So I flipped him into a Ronald McDonald Devil, and then we dropped that 10-year in there. And I think we got a little powdered caffeine reference going there too, Beef. A lot going on here on this hoodie.
Yeah.
Special edition hoodie comes out tomorrow. I think I only have about a dozen of them for sale.
Oh, really? Only a dozen of them? So it's first come, first serve, and that's going to be
we
at
got
the
plenty
McMarket.
of other Ronald. We have plenty of other McMarket merch, Generation Cool merch. I made wrestling buddies of Hamburglar.
Yeah.
So
you have pictures of that on your page yet too? Okay, good.
Yep.
I got to pull it up.
It's on my story. I can send it to you right now.
All right.
So we made. They get delivered. They're probably being delivered right now as we speak to my shop.
Yeah.
The official cutouts of wrestling buddies, but I designed my own Hamburglar. He has a special slobby money sign tie.
Yeah.
And he's got a little weird, like blood spattered freckles, little reference to like the meat industry, you know. So
Yeah.
we did our thing. We did our thing. Big collab, Slobby Robby and Toy Snobs, Wrestling Buddy, Hamburglar Wrestling Buddies.
That's awesome.
They're
so
a big
cool.
deal too.
Yeah, so you guys know it's going down tomorrow, Saturday. So the show's at Rialto later that night with Mac Sabbath and the Darts, and of course the market's going to be starting off earlier. Cal Pig's going to be out there with customized Slobby Robby menu, which we're going to go down the rabbit hole on the podcast broadcast with, and we're also going to see who flies the biggest freak flag between Weirdo and Robbie. I got a weird list. I'll explain all that on the podcast broadcast. Your beef tip coming up after these words on Rock 102.1.
So much innuendo.
I know.
Bro.
That's my whole gimmick is innuendo. You know?
I mean, innuendo makes the world go round.
Yeah, that's all I'm doing, you know. And then Darlene, it is tomorrow. It's Saturday, so don't worry, you're not gonna miss it today. It is tomorrow, and you could be a part of the festivity even before the concert. So if you got plans of Saturday night, you could go out during the daytime. And I
love this.
Yeah, what's the dark?
You're like a party life coach.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to, like there's always time for a good time. You could squeeze it in.
I would concur.
Yeah, let's see. I want to see if I have. I'm just seeing what kind of music I have, because since the Dart's been around for a minute.
They're so amazing. Their logo, I love their logo. It's just like a bra. It's like a 1950s bra, like floating in midair.
Yeah.
Hard. So good.
They're fantastic. They're super fun.
Yeah, that was Mac Sabbath's choice. I know they wanted something that really rang true to Arizona and LA and all the connections. And I know they really wanted to.
They do so.
They
well
really wanted the Darts.
helping
That
out.
was Mac Sabbath's number one choice.
It's beautiful. We got a phone call here. But yeah, they do so much for Arizona musicians. Like they do massive. Like, I mean, Oakley Dokley helped them out. Playboy Man Baby, like literally nationwide tour they brought them along on. And
yep.
Yeah, so like a lot of love. Rock 102.1. Who's this?
This is Tommy Beef.
What up, Tommy?
Hey, is the show tomorrow night? Is it all ages or no?
I believe so.
Yeah, it's Rialto.
Yep.
Should be all ages.
Yep.
For
I
sure.
know of some people who are bringing their kids for sure. So I think we're good. I'm going to bring mine to the
Right on.
daytime because they're little, but
yeah. And then
yeah, my boys are all about the Big Macs and everything from McDonald's.
Dude, they'll enjoy it. And what a great way to get kids into Black Sabbath, because they're gonna love the spectacle of the show, but then seeing or hearing the music along with it, they're gonna end up loving the songs.
Theater. It's non-lame opera. This is performance art.
Right on.
And come to the marketplace during the day. We have a giant cheeseburger. They can guess how much it weighs and win a gift card. We have a food truck with Happy Meals, and we have a bunch of cool stuff for kids going on at the market during the day too.
Right. Yeah.
Right on. We'll be there.
Yes, sir.
There you go. Well, thanks, Tommy. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, man. Later.
Nick's asking on the stream, is it kid friendly? And it's like, well, how it might spook a young kid because it is still metal, and these characters,
right.
They're not going to be like fluffy.
But in the sense of, if there's not a lot of cuss, my daughter's 9. I would take her to the show. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Not a lot, no cussing.
Right.
There's nothing, there's no innuendo or cussing as much as just.
There is innuendo, but it's food innuendo.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of jokes, a lot of puns and fast food jokes, and it's performance art. I would most parents I know were telling me they wanted their kids to be able to come to it.
Nice.
So as far as just catching the general vibe, I would say yes, it's okay.
Yeah.
Unless you got a 5-year-old that's scared of clowns.
Right.
Yeah, right. Don't do it.
There's clowns.
Cheeseburgers
Hey, look, clown phobia is a real thing. I will say there is a clown situation going on that could scare people.
Yeah.
Clowns are it and all that dark side. To me, it's the jokes and the comedy of it that really pull it along.
Oh yeah, no, it is super funny. It just, they
are definitely not taking themselves serious.
No,
I think that Slayer McCheese might be the only one. Look at him. I mean, this guy can shred.
Yeah.
There we go. That's a legend.
Is this Slash? Is this Slash with a hamburger helmet on? Blink twice if it's Slash.
I cannot reveal who this is.
All right, there's no tattoos.
I think he's closer to He's closer to Hash than Slash.
Okay.
Okay.
That's my only hint.
All right.
Corned beef dog. That was the employee of the month in kickoff stage.
Oh yeah.
You got Tim Alice on the right, Ronald Osborne in the middle, Slayer McCheese, and then of course Fat Burglar, the drummer.
Yes.
Oh, that's all McDonald's Sprite right there that he's squirting.
McDonald's
Sprite?
Sprite? Yeah.
Something about the McDonald's carbonation ratio in their sodas, man.
God,
I miss
Science.
it so much.
That's what they call powdered caffeine.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
no.
right, what's this game?
Okay. All right. Oh yeah. I'll just play this real quick. All right, let's see. Because I came across a list of fetishes, right? And I just want to see how woke and hip you guys are to the world of sexual exploration. So I'm going to go back and forth, just giving you a certain kink. And I want you to give me the best definition of that kink that you can. Boy. If you get it right, you get a point. All right. So let's break this down here. Because there's a whole lot of kinks. So we'll start off with Weirdo. What is age play?
I'm gonna explain it terribly, but it basically some daddy mommy, littles, teenage brats, where there's
I don't like the way that you're describing this.
A taboo age gap with that two consenting adults are pretend play.
Okay, I'll allow it if you stop talking. So it involves someone playing as a younger age than they really are.
Okay.
Right? So yes. So
she took it all the way home.
Yes, she did.
We ran the bases twice for good measure.
Please.
Beef is technically.
Yeah.
I have a princess tattoo. It's fine.
That's all right. That's
I
good.
mean, yeah, I love to pretend I'm even older than I am. Chicks really like that beef.
All right. Let's see. Slobby Robby, what is a balloon fetish?
Well, I have no idea, but I'm gonna just guess. I'm gonna do an educated guess here. I'm gonna think balloon animals in a bondage scenario where you're doing like handcuffs made of balloons and maybe like a cool helmet, maybe like a quail hat like Doug. That's what I'm picturing, right? And then, maybe you're just kind of creative. You're just a creative person who's good with their hands.
No, unfortunately, that is incorrect.
I think I know what it is.
Okay, well, can you give me a summarize? What's a real quick description?
Popping balloons with parts of their naked bodies.
No, you're a freak. You are such a freak.
Do you penetrate the balloon itself?
No.
We're gonna stop here.
Balloon fetish. A balloon fetish is when you're sexually aroused by the look, shape, and or feel of balloons. So that's the fetish.
So we all have that.
All right. Let's see. What about back to Weirdo? A breeding kink. What's a breeding kink?
Basically, how the fuck do I do this? Like forced breeding? Or just
beef? What? Well, I think we found out. I think she has her own whole show here.
Oh, I know.
I think we have a show here of her just telling everybody what's going on because.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's not it, but I should now. Weirdo is in a polycube relationship, right? So that's weird itself.
Right, but I was in the fetish and BDSM scene.
Of course,
years ago.
Sure.
Yeah.
We know what this is. It's just a matter of the correct words.
Yeah. And the way that you describe it makes it sound so immoral. And so a breeding kink is rooted in fantasy and doesn't really mean someone's trying to get knocked up, but they fantasize that they're getting pregnant. That's a breeding kink.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's a very plain and simple and innocent.
I've
innocent-ish. Oh, I know you have. Speaking of which, so I did have a publicist reach out to me. They talked to me about this couple that has like a show about Paula. It's called Couple to Thruple, right? We talked about this.
Right.
And they're the hosts of this show, and they want to talk like on a Tuesday, a couple Tuesdays from now, but you're not on a Tuesday. And I let the publicist know. I was like, actually, my co-host, she's in a polycube relationship, and I explained it and how the dudes don't do it because everyone wants to know that.
I know.
And so he responded back he's like, well, can she talk to them at home? So it turned into, hey, would you like to interview them on the show, to being like, hey, would you can they interview her? So do you want to talk to them?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Well, like I said, she has her own show going here.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing.
I know. And
well, I don't mean in this sense. I'm just saying, like, that's a whole nother episode.
Okay, to be fair, like I've got my kinks, right? Like everybody's got kinks.
Yes.
I just do a lot of reading because the psychology of a lot of this fascinates me.
Right.
For sure.
It does.
Yeah. Reading is what made her so dirty. Like, so we're
I
back
think
on
you're
the air, by the way.
confusing reading with breeding. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, are we?
Yeah, we're back on the air.
I mean, I am the mom of 4.
Hold on. So we were just playing a little game, basically to name that kink. And unfortunately, like every kink that we're going through on this game on the podcast broadcast, Weirdo would take it to another level.
Golly.
Yeah, it made me feel dirty from the inside. Like, so.
We're all learning here.
Yeah.
For education,
this is an open classroom.
Right, yeah. So even something simple as like age play as a kink, and it's a fetish that people have.
I started giving the subcategories of it.
No.
Yeah.
That's
I'm pretty sure we're banned from YouTube based off your description,
Yeah. We just let you have that one. You won that. You won that contest.
Yeah,
we're done.
I had no idea. I'm like, oh yeah, balloon animals and
yeah. Every answer yours was like missionary. Like no.
By the way, my in-laws are in town, and if they're listening to this, turn it off.
Trust me, they turned it off a while ago.
They're like, whatever.
All right. Well, we're almost out of time. All right. Okay. So before I get into a beef tip, I do want to remind everybody, big party that's going down.
Hell yeah.
It starts off at what time here, Slobby?
So tomorrow at noon from 12 to 5, we have our McMarket vintage block party, flea market, clothes, sneakers, toys, collectibles, streetwear. We have a food truck, Cowpig, doing McDonald's style, fast food, special drinks, DJ Nugget all the way from LA. Anyway, and then at nighttime, 8 p.m. at the Rialto, Mac Sabbath, McDonald's Black Sabbath cover band.
Yep.
Live all the way also from Los Angeles just to perform for us, for Tucson, a special concert, Generation Cool 10-year anniversary. I mean, this is a live dream, to be honest.
So tickets are available, rialtotheatre.com. So you make sure you want to grab up on those. Afterwards, there'll be an after party at Hotel Congress. So, I mean, you literally got a full day of festivities. Help celebrate a local business, a 10-year anniversary of Generation Cool. It definitely makes 4th Avenue cool. The contributions that Slobby has, contributed to not only 4th Avenue, but the community has been massive over the last 10 years. And I wish you another 10 years of success. At the maximum. No. Double it and keep going.
As long as it's within your lifetime.
Yeah, keep it, but I look forward to it. Thank you, Robbie, for coming in both these Fridays. I know it won't be the last time that you're on the show, but definitely looking forward to the party tomorrow. I'll be out there early and late, so be ready for it. Make sure you guys hydrate before you go out and party because that's a good time.
Yes, sir.
Let's get into our beef tip before we wrap things up. Have you ever heard the 6-to-1 grocery shopping method? No. So you guys haven't. Well, there's a chef going viral on TikTok for sharing a 6-to-1 grocery shopping hack. This is what he says you should aim to do when you go grocery shopping. Aim to buy 6 vegetables, 5 fruits, 4 proteins, 3 starches, 2 sauces or spreads, and then 1 fun thing for yourself.
Oh,
yeah. Like a gallon of ice cream.
Right.
But yeah, that's a 6-to-1. He says if you do this, you'll eat a healthier, more manageable lifestyle and you're good to go. None of that says frozen pizza. But I guess that one fun thing could be a frozen pizza.
Could be for that.
Yeah. So that's my beef tip to you. If you want to go grocery shopping, be healthy, go 6-to-1. And see, we educate.
I'm on
people.
board with this.
Yeah, I know. I saw you in Sprouts and you were just like randomly looking around.
Yeah.
So if you knew the 6-to-1 ratio, maybe would have been beeline. I don't know what I'm saying.
It just depends on how much I can fit in my pockets, dude.
There you go. We're out here. Thanks for listening. Drive safe, ride safe, and rock local. Later. I was so close to having a clever quip on the way out.
So close, yet so far away.
Oh, here's another kink weirdo. What is not?
6-to-1. I tell you, I was like, all right, it's a sexual 6-to-1 joke, but I'm gonna do it.
That's where I went.